Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I heard a snippet of Karl Anthony Towns, his comments on Russell Westbrook. A snippet. I didn't see the whole context of the conversation. I just saw a quick little clip of where he mentioned Russell Westbrook and what was said directly before that. He was talking. This is what happens when you go on an interview and it's a relaxed situation. You've probably been talking to like a relaxed dude like Aiden Ross. This is who he's talking to. Young YouTuber with a huge platform. It's like going on No Jumper or like sitting down with Joe Budden or somebody like that. You're going to feel comfortable and it's going to be a relaxed setting. The last few things you've been talking about are like kind of like not really important, deep conversations where you can have to choose your words very carefully. In the course of a conversation, when we're having a conversation and someone has the camera on, it's like that. This is the tone of that conversation. And he was essentially saying he's from a place where, you chase stats and, you looked at crazy if you lost the game. And then Aiden Ross directly asked him something. He asked him about Russell Westbrook and he prepared him. He was like, look, I'm going to ask you something. He kind of let him know that it was going to be something that, would be taken seriously. He set him up for it. He didn't just catch him off guard necessarily. But he asked him, what do you think of Russell Westbrook? And he said, Russell chases stats. He does. But he went on to give him his credit, say he's a great player, and he says it's not easy to do it. Look, Karl Anthony Towns, not somebody you see a lot on TV, you know what I mean? You don't see him a lot. He's gone through a lot lately. So I think this is a situation where he was trying to just let his personality shine. And I like that. I like seeing players that, want to spread their wings and let people know who they are and their personality. But sometimes when you're not used to being on camera, you say something about a certain guy. And look, that certain guy just happens to be next to LeBron James. Same thing we were talking about in the other video. It's magnified. Now, things that are said about LeBron's buddy, LeBron's number 2 or number 3, gets taken out of context. The whole league is affected by the LeBron effect in this regard. Now you got people weighing in on comments a guy made that's not even in the locker room. Now he has to get heat because he said something not about Bron, but about Bron's number 3, who happens to be the great Russell Westbrook, of course, with his own name. But on this team, you know what it is. Everybody's pointing out Russell Westbrook in the Christmas Day situation. That was one of the more embarrassing situations for the Lakers. Him bricking the dunk, Bron getting dunked on, all that happened in a matter of like a minute and a half. So clearly everybody's going to always remember that for the rest of eternity because it was on Christmas. And it was the first Crypto.com arena days. So that made it even more of an egregious situation. So yeah, anything in regards to Russell Westbrook's name is going to be magnified, especially directly off of that game. So Karl Anthony Towns said what he said in a relaxed setting, kind of, doing his best Will Smith impersonation in terms of his now he was talking and how he was trying to come off. He was like, he was trying to be likable, you know what I mean? And Aiden asked him about Russell Westbrook and he kept the same tone from the previous statement and carried that tone into this statement. And I think it might have rubbed some people the wrong way because Draymond Green came out, spoke on it. Draymond said some things that he didn't really like what came out of Karl's mouth in that situation. He essentially said something along the lines of, I remember when I was sitting on the bench in street clothes, y'all was down by 20. He was on the floor and y'all was losing. So I don't, you know what I mean? Like, in other words, you don't affect the wins like that when you get big stats. Don't be acting like you don't chase stats or what have you. That's what I took from Draymond's comment. And then Joel Embiid went in. Joel Embiid went really in, crossed all kinds of lines. In regards to the comment that I read about Karl Towns, it got personal. He was saying stuff like, he was essentially saying, he hit him with an ether type line. He said, don't, who did, what type of thing. He was like, don't let me tell everybody who did what to you or what have you. And I'm like, man, you ain't got to do all that. I thought Joel Embiid crossed the line. It's one thing to say, yo, you shouldn't be talking blah, blah, blah. But then to get into some other, I know a secret about you. Don't make me expose you type stuff. I thought that was kind of whack. Just be a professional at the end of the day. Did Karl say some things? Yeah, Karl said some things that could be taken out of context in a place where if he was asked that question in a different setting, he probably would have answered it in a different way. But it is what it is, man. Karl's a young guy too. He got to understand Karl ain't no 30-year-old player. This dude's in his early 20s, living a good life, sitting in a comfortable setting, answering a question about a basketball player, and to top it all off, I didn't disagree with what he said. Just from a personal standpoint, I definitely think Russell Westbrook is chasing stats. And I also think he plays hard and he's an amazing player and it's not easy to get a triple-double. So there ain't nothing Carl said that I didn't agree with personally. But I think the fact that Carl said it rubbed some people the wrong way. You know, and I remember all that that junk that went on with Jimmy Butler. That team was considered soft by Jimmy Butler. Carl was a big part of that. A lot of players haven't given Carl his respect or felt like Carl has earned that respect to be talking like this. Not you. And that's what essentially it seems like Draymond and Joel are saying. Yeah, it's not you. You shouldn't be talking. So, you know, I felt like Draymond stayed within bounds. In my opinion, I didn't think it was anything crazy egregious. It was personal in terms of personalized, but not personal. Joel, it was personal. Joel said some things that it's definitely one of those situations where Carl's going to be circling the next time he sees Philly. He's going to be circling that. And I got to tell people, the thing about Karl Anthony Towns is he's getting in better shape. Like over the last, I'd say 2 years, he has turned his body around. And he's headed in the right direction. So people need to be very careful about assuming they know who Carl is up until this point. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's still a player that's been working his way up. He's, dare I say, a player just now exiting his development stages. And I still think the upside is still immense. And I already consider him as the greatest three-point shooting center of all time already. So, yeah, does Joel Embiid, you know, have to have the upper hand on him right now? Yeah, Joel is a better player right now, no question. But it don't have to stay that way. So I would caution Joel as to just assume things are going to stay the way they are. That kid is immensely talented just like you are. And you're going to be seeing him just like he's going to be seeing you. So I would not, with my injury history, I would not just assume I'm going to continue to dominate that dude. Not that dude. He's got a lot of talent, man. So I hope they work out whatever their personal issues is, whatever it is. It seems like it's some off-the-court stuff. And hopefully they could work that out. I don't like seeing brothers go at it like that. Stay professional. Keep it within the ring. Keep it in bounds, man. Especially in this era. People acting too funny out here right now. And it's no sense in showing that type of example. So that's what I got to say about that. I didn't think Karl Towns was out of bounds at all. I really didn't. I agree with everything he said. I just wish he was more prepared for what came with the words that came out of his mouth. So that's what I got to say, man. My name is BDF44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.